Good afternoon from the old city of Jerusalem. I'm now in the Christian quarter, facing, wait a minute, I will face to it right now, to the facade of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. And we're going to visit today the church, but I will honor that tour to Sylvana Girgis, that dedicated the tour to her son, but I don't know the name of the son, then Sylvana Girgis' son. She bought a Jerusalem cross, and I'm gonna bless it in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. What you see here is the facade that is mainly from the 12th century, but there's so many places here are from different century. For example, those three chapels are from the 11th century, and the tower is from the Crusader time, but not at the beginning, not from 1049. And we believe, and this is the new scholars, and this is totally new because I've never mentioned it, that it might be that there were those here at the church, the earliest time of the church, from the, let's say, 11th century as well. True or not, I don't know. I'm just studying about it, and when I will have more information, you will know about it. Then what we're going to do now, we're going to visit the place that Jesus was crucified. We're going to visit the place that he was buried and resurrected. In that case, it is such an important tour, and it's dedicated to Sylvana, but to everyone who are watching my tours. And two things before we will begin. We'll start the tour. Then first thing that I will be more than happy if you will subscribe my channel. Now it's a competition between me and my daughter, Lior, my light. She believes that I'm too old to be a YouTuber, and but she said when you will have 100,000 subscribers, I will think about it. I'm missing 2,000 people. Please help me send that video to all over the world and ask them to subscribe me. Then Crusaders with a little touch of different times here, earlier than the Crusaders, but most of the things that you see here are from their time. Then let's climb up to the Golgotha, which is right in front of you. The pink part, and from there you will see it better, is the additional part of the Greek Orthodox after the fire of 1808. That part. Before that, it was a small Calvary, Golgotha, but you could visit here 4 tombs of Crusader kings that have been here. And in 1889, the Greek Orthodox built here a wall without the permission of the rest of the Christian order. Like, there is kind of a status quo. And if you will look down there, you have to trust me, of course. You could see another 4 tombs of another 4 kings, Crusader kings. We believe that the tombs are still there, but to reach that place is almost impossible now. Then what are you going to see? We're going to visit the Golgotha together with the Jerusalem cross, and I will talk about the meaning of Jerusalem cross soon. We're going to see where Jesus was crucified with another 2, and then we will talk about what's happened to him after he died, and we will end the tour at the tomb itself. But it's actually not true. It's not true. We will end the tour with the resurrection, because the tour is not about the death of Jesus. The tour is about the resurrection. And the Greek Orthodox calls that church the Church of the Resurrection. The rest calls it the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the Holy Tomb. I must tell you that there are two options for the tomb of Jesus in Jerusalem. One is called Garden Tomb, but this is the most well-known one. If you believe that the Garden Tomb is the real one, which is okay by me, then go into my, you know what, no, above that video you will see a link for the videos from 2021 of Jerusalem. Some of them is about the Garden Tomb, then you can actually watch it. The Calvary, the Golgotha, is dedicated to, it's owned by the Greek Orthodox. And the Catholic. This is the Catholic part, and this is the Greek Orthodox part. What's the time now? Thank you, because I cannot watch the TV. Thank you very much. Then let's start from the beginning. Part of the Via Dolorosa, we can actually visit the place that then undressed Jesus. They took his clothes, and then, almost naked, he was nailed to the cross, and he was crucified there. And here you can see the Pietà. But let's start with nailing to the cross. It's very touching and very difficult time for me to see someone on the cross, to see someone who suffer. And you can see a beautiful mosaic that describes Jesus on the cross. And look at Mary Magdalene anointing his body, and the mother. Oh, the mother. Oh, the suffering of the mother. And above us, a modern mosaic of Salvus Mundi. To the right, you can see that the crucifixion place was outside the gate. I'm saying it because one of the reasons for the second tomb of Jesus is the idea that that church is now at the center of the city. But let me remind you that it was outside the city, and I will try to convince you with it, but you can accept whatever you want. Before we will reach the Greek Orthodox side, let's go to see Mary, the mother, with a spear in her heart, while they've been at the presentation at the temple. Presentation of Jesus as the firstborn son. Saint Simon, a priest from the temple, told her that a son will die in front of her eyes. It will be like a spear will enter to your heart, he said. Look at Adam and the mother. Look how difficult it is. And now, this is the crucifixion. On top of Jesus' cross, you can see 4 letters in 3 different languages. Now what you hear in the background is a tractor entered the church. They are renovating now part of the church because I'm not tourist. Sydney said, Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews. John is to the right. This is the bedrock of the Golgotha. Sylvana, this is your place. this is your cross, and I will send that cross to you later on. You will get it home to your house. But it will be full with energy. Although that cross is quite expensive, it's made of olive wood. It will be priceless after that all. The exact spot of the crucifixion is right in front of you. Let me use the This is the exact spot of the crucifixion. And Sylvana, the mother, is here. While Jesus was on the cross, he asked John, the disciple, to take care of his mother. Without that, I'm not sure that Mary could survive. Then Catholic part, Greek Orthodox part. And this is the uniqueness of that important church. That church is so important to everyone. Then I can understand the idea that every Christian will ask for part of it. Later on, I will reach that point this time because one of you asked me to light candles at the crucifixion part, and I will do that. I will do it to the subscribers who ask me to do that for them. For that, go into the link of Buy Me a Coffee, which is at the description, and you will get information about how to reach or to get the Jerusalem cross, and how should you enjoy the idea of lighting candles at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. If you don't have money, with the cross I won't be able to help you, mainly because it's quite expensive, I mean the cross itself, but I will be happy to light a candle for you. Just write it down for me via Buy Me a Coffee, because that's where I'm organizing everything, and then I won't forget you. We are at the Golgotha, looking downstairs, and you can see a wonderful place with so many lamps. An Armenian monk is next to it. This is where they purify the body of Jesus. Then let's go down. Oh, look at the kitty inside the church. No tourists, but there are kids. I'm kidding. Sorry. We are leaving the Golgotha from the Greek Orthodox side. Although I do have a lot of videos of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, almost every time I do have different things. It looks the same, but it's totally not. As a Jew, they had to bury Jesus at the same day, and the day ends at nighttime. Now it's around 3 o'clock. He will be crucified. He will be buried before sunset, because sunset is the beginning of a day or the end of a day. Today it's Tuesday, and if I'm not wrong, then in about an hour it's going to be already Wednesday. They're going to put the shroud around him, and they will bury him in a cave. The burial cave was of Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus. You can see Mary with a beard, Joseph of Arimathea, next to him John the disciples, which is the beloved one, no beard, and Nicodemus with a green dress. This is the stone of anointing. That's where they anointed the body of Jesus. Then for me, this is the most important part of that tour, because the minute I will lay down that cross on it, this is it. First of all, I'm anointing it. Yeah, Sylvana, you might get the cross with the smell of it. And now it's totally priceless. Let's go to see the tomb. It's totally empty here because there are no tourists at all. And my friend, I won't let you pray. I won't let you pray. I don't want to disturb you. This is Jacob, which is a phenomenon here. When I see him, I know that my day will be excellent. The energy of Jacob is wow. I don't know if he knows it. Then I will sit a little bit there, mainly because I don't want to disturb Jacob from praying. You expected to see tombs. The only problem is that tombs from the 1st century, it doesn't look like it, isn't it? It's been destroyed so many times. The last time that Aedicula, that chapel, been destroyed was at 1808 when the dome, as we believe from the Crusade times, collapsed because of the fire and destroyed the stones. You know, fire and stones doesn't go together as well. And then they built it again, and the 19th century after the fire, and they renovated it. But the story is the same. Sylvana, that is where you could see two chapels here, and sadly I cannot go with the camera in it, but I can stand a little bit closer. Then you can see everything. This is the chapel of the angels. It took care that no one will steal the body of Christ. The candle is a very important Greek Orthodox candle because the holy fire, the Easter, Greek Orthodox Easter, goes all the way from heaven, from Jesus, straight to the tomb. And all the candles are in the Greek Orthodox word, are lit from here, and the Armenians as well. The inner part, you can see a woman there. That is the tomb, which is empty. Later on, Sylvana, I'm going to bless the cross for you inside the tomb, but this time I won't be able to take a video of it. I want to show you that it used to be a cemetery, and it used to be outside the walls. Just cannot be buried inside the walls. But if you go to Tel Aviv, you will see tombs that in the center of the city, but they were built years before the city was established. Then in that case, it was outside the city of Jaffa. First of all, I want you to see a little bit from that chapel. There's a lot of discussion who owns it, Greek Orthodox, the Syrianic Church. I'm not going into it because this is politics for me, but what you can see here is walls from the 4th century, from the beginning of their church. This is not so obvious. You can see a lot of holes like that all over. And the church in the 4th century was as big as they could and very, very beautiful, decorated with gold and good stones and marble. And that the holes kept the marble from falling from the wall. But at the 6th century, the Persians came to here and they took whatever they could, including the marbles. Then, for example, here you can see a lot of holes. And that's because later on they built another part of the marble here. Then And they use different kind of holes. But here, look what's happening here. There are lots of holes here. I'm saying, I will repeat it again, 4th century. Because that was an entrance to a very important place, and we're going to talk about it soon. And they decorated it with good stones, gold, and that was the best place then. If someone wants to rob that church, that is one of the places to do that, and that's why you can see a lot of holes here. That's held all the jewelry and the good stones that we hear. What I want you to do is to take that wall down. This wall is from the 4th century as well, but I'm entering to a chapel, a tomb from 1st century. I'm using the light. Now we can see better. You can see that there are some niches here. Some of them are open, some of them are closed. Oh no. Oh, here it is. Wait a minute, please. I hope that you can actually hear me. My headset fell down, and then now there's oil in my ears, but the video is more important than me. And you can see that there was niches here. Remember, we are turning down that wall from 4th century, from Constantine time, from St. Helen time. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 niches, and you can see that 2 of them are blocked, here and there. Then I will continue to talk about it outside Sylvana and my friends, because it's I'm a little bit scared of small places. When a Jew died at that time, I'm talking about rich Jews, because the poor one just small hole in the ground, and that's small enough. But families, rich families, like priest families, been buried in caves, rock-cut cave, and you saw the niches there. Then here we saw 5 niches. Then if it's 5 niches, it means that you can bury 5 people. But what will happen to the 6th one? There's no space for him. And to build something like that, it costs a lot of money. In that case, they will open the oldest one, they will take the bones out, and they will bury someone else instead of it. And the body that they took out, they put the bones on a small ossuary, a small box, and they will put it in the storeroom together with the others. Now, Jesus got the tomb from Joseph of Arimathea, and the tomb wasn't used like that. No one used it before, and maybe now we can understand that part. If no one used it before, it means that it might be the tomb of Jesus. Here it is. And Joseph of Arimathea, that according to the book of John, we know that his garden was at next to the crucifixion place. Cave Jesus is on tomb, and maybe he built himself a tomb for his family and for Nactiminus. True or not, it doesn't matter, but it shows you that there are tombs from the 1st century, from the time of Jesus, there. Now we are talking about the mother, Sylvana, although it's dedicated to your son. Still, I want you to understand how important, really important present you gave him. Then let me take you to see what's happened on Sunday. Jesus was buried on Friday, and on Sunday he resurrected. I can see a lot of Muslim women, what Muslim women are doing here in the church. You must understand that Jesus is holy for the Muslims too. First of all, his name is usually Isa. Secondly, they believe that he was a prophet, but not God, not the Son of God, and even not the last prophet. The last prophet is and will be Muhammad. And in that case, to see Muslim women here or Muslim people here, it's not a problem. And if you'll see a lot of Jewish people here, Israelis mainly, then what's the connection to Jesus? He was a Jew, remember? And it's a Jewish story. From time to time, when I'm guiding Jews in that church or following Jesus' footsteps, they understand the story even better, because what happened to Jesus here is mostly Jewish things, like the presentation of the temple to purify the body of Jesus before he was buried, to bury someone before sunset, a tomb that no one used before. For the Jews it's almost obvious. But Sylvana, why it's important for me? Mainly because that is the site that Mary saw Jesus on Sunday. Now, Mary saw it. Where are the disciples? They are not here. And the power of women is so strong in early Christianity. Mary Magdalene, is one of them. And I adore Mary Magdalene. And she saw a gardener and said, "Oh, did you see my Lord?" And he said, "I am your Lord, but I'm not reached my Father yet. I'm not pure yet. You cannot touch me. But let go and tell it to the disciples." And she went to the disciples, and no one actually, not all of them accepted it. They had to reach here to find the story by themselves. The door is closed now, and I don't know why. Usually it's supposed to be open, but I promise to wait until they will open it. Maybe there's a special ceremony that I don't know there, and I will bless it, and I will bless the candles that you asked me to light for you, and Sylvana and your son, I will light 2 candles for you as well. Then, that was a nice tour of almost 30 minutes of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. And I really hope that you already subscribe my channel, and I will be more than happy to hear from you, to listen to you. You can ask me whatever you want, and I will be more than happy that you will tell me that you reach the end of the tour, and you can join me in other tours as well. Thank you very much for being with me. Oh, I forgot to mention what is Jerusalem Cross. Then, Jerusalem Cross, it's a unique cross to Jerusalem. It includes 5 crosses. The big one is Jesus, or the center of the word, which is Jerusalem. And the small ones, whatever you want. 4 Gospels, altogether 5 stigmatas, America, Asia, Europe, whatever you want. But the idea is that Jerusalem is the center of the word, and I believe in it. Then see you in my next video. Bye bye.